And one of my lines was, "It really chaps my ass." And I never heard that expression, "chaps my ass." It's an old expression of "it really irritates me, it really chaps my ass." So I said, "Is that what that means?" She said, "Yeah." So I did that line really well, and I think that's what got me the job. So that job turned out it was a union film, and I got into the union. Big celebration. I played. It was about $300 initiation fee at that time. Now it's up to $1,500 or $2,000. So I was in the Screen Actors Guild, and pretty soon after that, I started getting jobs in the soap operas. Extra work, and then under fives, which is under 5 lines. And I finally worked up to principal roles, where I worked 1 and 2 weeks on the soap. 3 days, something like that, you know. Couldn't work on a soap too often, because once you do a character and it's established and the character leaves the show, you gotta wait a year before they bring you back in another character. Because people notice that. They're sharp out there. They'll notice if you come back in a different character. Say, "Hey, that guy died last year." So, but the soaps I did very well in the soaps. That was all under an actor contract. The first job I did was on General Hospital as a singer and a dancer. Here's me dancing. It was a Western. They were at a Dude Ranch, and the people were doing a square dance. So I was doing a Virginia reel and singing, was it Home on the Range? So I got paid as a singer and a dancer, which was even more money than doing an under 5. So that was pretty good initiation into the soap operas and into afterward. So then I come going along in 1980, now I'm aging myself, but I've been around a long time. I had a job on a children's show called Rumpel's Last Stand. It was with Hans Conried. Anybody ever hear of Hans Conried? Hans Conried did the voices on Fractured Flickers. He did Fractured Flickers for Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh, yeah!
Fractured Flickers. Him and Edward Horton were the 2 old-timers on that. And Sherman and Peabody. So Hans was really good to work with, and I played Androcles and the Lion. And he played Rumpelstiltskin, and we had a fellow playing the Lion. And we did a little variety show. It was a 1-hour variety show with these characters. And who knows where it was going to air. But it was a good, I got a week's work out of it for, the contract was about $750 for the week, which was not bad. So the same studio was doing a cartoon show. So I got with the director and I said, "Hey, I'm doing Rumpel's Last Stand over there." She said, "Oh yeah, I've been watching you rehearse, you're really good." And I said, "Can I audition for your cartoon show?" She said, "Certainly, certainly." So the show was called Banner the Squirrel. And it was, Banner was this squirrel, and it's his adventures of Banner and his friends in the forest. Just, Banner saves the forest. Banner and his friends save the forest from a forest fire. Banner does this, they do that. So I auditioned and I got the lead role of Banner the Squirrel. So, and there were three other actors. There was 1 woman and 3 guys. And this 1 woman handled all the female voices, and the guys divvied up the male voices. So I did Banner, and I did a lot of incidental male voices in different ranges. But Banner, I sort of used my own voice for. "Hey, wow, it's da-da-da. It's raining out, guys. Let's collect some nuts, because it's going to be winter." That was Banner. So we did 10 episodes, and that turned out to be anime. for very young kids, but it was dubbing English into foreign films. So here I am 10 years later doing exactly what I had turned down 10 years later. Comes back to you. Anyway, that was my entree into voiceovers and my entree into doing ADR, which is automated dialogue replacement, which is the fancy term for dubbing. ADR. Dubbing. ADR sounds a lot classier, so I'll use ADR. Anyway, that was my first ADR job. So about 6 months later, I used to look in the trade papers all the time. I was religiously looking for jobs, always looking for jobs. An actor is always looking for a job. Even if you're on a TV series, you're always looking for outside things to do. But you figure the TV series is just going to last forever. And there's going to be hiatus, and you're going to want to do something in your hiatus. So an actor is always looking for a job. So I was perusing the trade papers, and they had an ad for people who could do ADR for a film called The Boat is Full. Swedish film nominee for the 1980 Academy Award for Best Foreign Film. I said, oh, let me go audition for that. So I walked in, I'd been fresh out of Banner the Squirrel, so I was able to tell them, oh yeah, I just did 10 episodes of Banner the Squirrel. Fine, come on in and audition. So I auditioned and I got one of the lead roles. And I did that, and the same studios, called Intersound Studios, started slowly but surely getting in more and more anime, plus more and more feature films. Films from, good films from, we did, after that we did, My Life as a Dog. Anybody ever hear that one? My Life as a Dog? I played Uncle Gunnar. And that was a good role. And it's about a little kid who keeps getting shuffled from family to family. He gets shuffled to his uncle's house, and he just feels like he's being treated like a dog. So he says, my life as a dog. It was a cute film. And the little boy was very good. So I did that one, and eventually we got so much work in that I was going from studio to studio to studio, all in a day, working on as many as 3 different projects in a day over at Intersound. And we were making a gigantic $12 an hour. And but it was steady work, so you couldn't make a living at it. You had to look for other work. But I'd work 2 or 3 hours one day, and 5 hours another day, and 2 hours another day. So it built up. I started thinking, well, the money is really in directing and writing. Because when you're directing, you're there from beginning to end. And when you're writing, you write the whole thing. And they were offering a pretty good salary for writing a half-hour cartoon and a 90-minute feature film. They were offering an even better salary. So I started looking towards that. It took me a while to get into that. But I was doing more and more. We were doing these Mexican kung fu movies and these Filipino movies and these cheap, low budget movies where the sets were falling down behind the actors. And it was just weird.